Thanks for staying with us. So joining us now, I don't forget in English I can't speak. We get one guest for house today. Now dynamic education policy expert, in a thought leader, in an advocate for teacher development and systemic education reform, Mr. Oluwaseyi Anifowose.
Good morning.
Welcome, sir.
Good morning.
Welcome, sir.
I be one sing for him.
You know, as we navigate English, and so as they talk for my ear, I just switch.
Enter English.
In fact, I need help this morning.
No, help is supplied to you already.
So, many times when they sit down for this table, we they talk about schools, we they talk about teachers, we they realize, say, for many schools, the quality of teachers, they decline.
Yeah.
You know, when we go school during our own time, you get the caliber of teachers where enjoy the teaching, where you see say they get quality. I think many of my teachers know, you be like, you know, people even train them that year.
Yeah.
So you go, they go teach you, you go feel them, right? But these days, when I go some schools, see the kind of teachers where they teach our children, my friends' children, and all of that, and they wonder, say, you should say this person know what's in the happen. But how would they solve that problem as you know, education experts?
Thank you. Making a good morning, everyone.
Good
morning.
But please, I hope you like.
You did try.
To switch,
yeah, you can
here
switch.
and there. So it's such a great pleasure to be here this morning. And I mean, just where you started from, you know, so the education in Nigeria is changing because just so I'm very careful, we're not paying attention to the quality of teachers in our classrooms, right? You cannot have quality education if you do not have quality teachers.
True.
You know, according to even the policy on education that we have, says that no nation rises above the quality of its teachers. That's the Nigerian policy on education, 2014. Says no nation can rise above the quality of its teachers. So what it means is that for you to have quality education, you must have quality teachers. But Nigeria, where we're there now, things have changed. You know, you were talking about many years ago, because at the time, the economy was friendly. So people were teachers because of the passion. People just wanted to teach. They love children. You know, they wanted to impact. And because of the economy at the time, so what was coming in could take care of their families. They were relatively okay. But things have changed now. And so, if you want to have the kind of teachers that would impact, we must take care of their welfare. And we cannot have teachers, I don't want to start to talk about the problems, but one of the issues is, for instance, you know what happened with JAMB this year? Right? So students will write JAMB. The highest, you know, you set up cutoff, and you say from 200, you go to the university.
From 100.
From 150, you go to Polytechnic. And then 100,
you go to
Colleges of Education. And so what it means is the least desirables, you tell them go to Colleges of Education to teach the best. Even when you now go to the universities, you wanted law, you didn't get 280. They tell you go to
English.
education, or go to English, or you wanted English education, English art. But you didn't get the cutoff.
You go to education.
So
English
our
education.
faculties of education have become a dumping ground. All right. So students that are in the faculties of education, they are not there because that's what they want to be. That's what they want to be. I
rejected political science education. I no agree with all my blood till I get that pure science.
So naturally, now the next question where they come mind be say, where do we go from here? How do we right this wrong? We don't happen like this. How do we restore dignity, first of all, to that profession, that noble profession? How do we ensure that we empower and reform mindsets? How do we give these teachers all that they need, access to resources, everything they need, so that quality go really enter inside the depth of education and the substance that we actually give to our children? What we could do to overhaul and restructure everything, and such that it becomes a blueprint going forward across board, whether it's private schools or public schools, to achieve standardized, standardization.
I want to say when you speak this English, you go
so that we go achieve say the level. So novice, make the level they parity. You understand? You may balance whether private or public. How?
So that's what we're trying to do we can begin to have policies in place where first off, we're trying to reach out to teachers to first have an understanding that even though, so we have two kinds of teachers. Teachers by choice, maybe those who actually want to be teachers. Please, I'm not proud. I'm a teacher by choice. I decided to be a teacher because I want to be a teacher. So we have very few of us, right? And I can trace that to my English teacher back then. And then we also have the other set of teachers. There are many teachers by chance, right? They didn't get the kind of jobs they wanted. They told them go and teach, or they didn't get the course they wanted. They go for education. And so we're trying to first reach out to teachers to say, even though this is not what you wanted, but you can be happy being here. All right. So the first approach that we're using is to first talk to teachers, all right, to be purposeful, all right, to let them understand that you are here and you are impacting life. I say that teachers are custodians of the future. True. All right. So that's number one. Reaching out to teachers, and then number two, let's begin to look at from the point of policy reform. Let's begin to look at standardizing the profession. All right, you cannot be a lawyer without standards. There are processes. You have to go to law school. You have to do, so we have to also do all of that. And I started by talking about entry level. So we have to go back to the basis, the entry level. How do we have teachers? I'm sorry, when was the last time you went to College of Education and to see the students that are there? You can see their esteem. You can see that these people are not happy being here. So we have to go back to the basis, go back to the roots and create standards, right? Yeah. And that's one of the things we're trying to do. Anyway, don't let me be too forward.
We go enter that one.
Standard way they try create now. I just want, if I fashion my own question to say, I get union, but how effective this union be? Because a lot of teachers, they underappreciated, undervalued. Even in the school, they pay a lot of school fees. But at the end of the day, teacher salaries are usually very low. So how then would they ever, how teacher go from this level to the top level where teachers are supposed to be? Because the truth about the matter is, say, teachers are one of the top most important professions, because now teacher go make a doctor, now teacher go make a lawyer.
Sorry, it's not the top, it is the most important.
Exactly.
The only profession that produces all other professions.
Exactly. But at the end of the day, now them be one of the most underpaid workers, and they get union. They get union. So what the union, what will be the role of the union in the first place? And secondly, when we look schools, except private schools, most government schools, they underdeveloped. The bench, they use blackboard bench, please.
Some day outside on that tree.
On that tree. So how a teacher, you won't change the teacher mindset, you won't change the teacher orientation, but when you not even start from the basic amenities, okay, you come to our office now, this place is fine. You said you go to
this one, a question.
We will ask your
This is fine.
Yes.
Moyo,
I just say. So bottom line, you understand the question.
You go pay fine for this one.
Yeah, you will bless me.
Okay, so
sorry to bamboozle you, sir.
They find teachers since.
Honestly.
So unionism in Nigeria is something that has to be looked into. It has become political, right? But I would not want to go into that because what we're trying to do, we have the support of the NUT, right? And so, but I have a personal philosophy. I got the quote from somebody, and that's what I live by. It says, values and institutions are not created by God or are not inherited by nature. If they don't suit our purposes, we have the right to change them. And so we are supposed to begin to engage, right? To say, this thing, we don't want it. Can we begin to change these things and make it happen? And so we're now talking to our unions to see how we can be, so in the past few years, we've seen ASU being very vocal, about lecturers' welfare, but for teachers at the secondary, I'm not so sure that we've seen that kind of aggression to begin to engage the government on teacher welfare, right? That has not really been, been very prominent when it comes to secondary school, primary school teachers. And so young people like us and the other movement and the other people who are passionate about teachers, we are now coming out. Because one person cannot do it alone, right? True. The NUT can't do it alone. So we are calling on teachers, people who are passionate about teachers or about the teaching profession, to now begin to lend their voices. Right, to the issues around the teaching profession, to begin to speak out, because if you don't speak, no, but maybe because you've not been speaking, they think we are fine. Yeah. All right, now we are speaking out. Yeah. All right.
I don't tell us no talk, but this event, let there be Teachers Conference 2025. Yeah. They say na the largest gathering of teachers in the world, over 60,000 plus teachers. Now they expect. Waiting this event, they all about how we now come up with this event.
So this is our way of creating a solution to some of the things that we've just talked about, to say, can we begin to give, or how can we begin to give teachers a voice in the society? How can we begin to create a movement where people know that these people are here? Right, I got the idea from, I did my master's thesis on Martin Luther King's speech, I Have a Dream. And so this conference is that kind of a movement where we gather teachers, all right? We use numbers to speak to issues with teachers. So let 60,000 teachers gather and speak, to issues.
Bare their hearts.
Yes. So in fact, the theme of the conference is Teachers Matter. All right. Teachers matter. All teachers should come together and speak about issues that bother them, to the government, to the society. Yeah. So that's what the conference is about. The conference is about an advocacy for the teaching profession. It's about awareness.
When is it happening?
It's happening in September 20th at Tafawa Balewa Square.
What will be the attachment to Guinness Book?
Yeah, so it has never happened before. So it is the largest gathering of teachers in the world. So we're setting the record as the largest gathering of teachers in the world. And that record is just to create a global platform to air issues around teachers.
I understand you well. I'm a teacher myself. Once a teacher, always a teacher. I teach for, after NYSC, my first job now teaching. My first one, 3 months, I run come out. My second job now teaching.
Because you didn't get that job then, right? You were waiting for the other one.
No. I got a job, English. I get job for bank, right? But I got already the bank. So I want teach. I'm a passionate teacher. You need to see me in the classroom. I did roll for ground with children. Hey. So I taught for 5 years.
Wow.
And I enjoy them. And when I finish, I can't come up for the area. I can't go area where they see teachers we no meet up, we no they up to par, come begin organize conference for them, nurturing the nurturer. People don't they harass me since when you go bring back this your project, when you go
I don't move on to
I don't move on to other
Teachers Matter.
No, we are coming back to it.
I don't move on now, but una they do wonderful, well done. I would say before that time you go see come English sets where we use English, they drill you very well because we need to push this message. Absolutely. Every day we sit down here, we talk about what thing they happen for schools, what thing they happen for with teachers and all of that. So seeing somebody will go fit break down, put action inside, we would like to talk to you.
Teachers are welcome.
A few more times, a few more times before the event. Even it's still far now, so we need to make noise before the event. But thank you so much as you come join us today. Now here we go release you because it go bad. Say we know just our gist today. We got another guest, so make una stay tuned. When we come back, we will take our guest, then we will go to our gist. No go anywhere.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.